Hello everybody, welcome back to Alchemy Gaming. We're going to take a look at what we need to do today. The second day of the second scenario. There's actually two scenarios in high voltage, so we're working on number 2 here. So we need to transport 225 passengers from Lausanne to Geneve via an electric rail line. By December 22, 11 different goods need to be available in Lausanne. There's only 4 now, so that's a lot of work to do. And then we need 260,000 citizens in the Canton of Waadt, and that's 110,000, so that we got quite a bit of work to do. And so that's cities like Aigle, Geneve, Lausanne, Nyon, and Vevey. So let's see, where are those? Over here must be Canton of Waadt. So we got Aigle, Lausanne, Vevey, Nyon, and Geneve. Okay. So really, it's just this. So how much is it going to cost? 961,000. Well, we have no choice but to see if we can do a bond here. All right, let's go and take this biggest bond. Then we should be able to buy the Canton of Waadt, 991. Now we're back to no money. So basically, if I put the overlay on, we should be able to go through this valley up to this first city. And then once I drop out of there, all this is pretty low. This should be easy enough to connect. So we have our line down from Sion to Aigle Express, and it took a while, like a month and a half, to get the money to do it. So we're gonna just put 2 trains down with all our wagons. We'll leave it on automatic so they can get the beer and bring back the dresses. And now we'll keep working on getting up to Vevey. Eventually I want to have this whole line just kind of go up straight, all in the same line, if it'll work. We're gonna go and take this training courses to lower a cost of training by 5%, so that will help us save a little bit money. We're just waiting to get enough money to lay down this line for Lausanne to Vevey. Once we do that, we're going to have a train coming all the way from Sion through Aigle, through Vevey, through Lausanne. And there was a connection bonus for this cattle here, so we ran that into Sierre. And now we're going to click on Sion Aigle Express. We're going to bump this up to 8 trains because it's touching on 4 cities. It's doing Sion, Aigle, Vevey, and Lausanne, and I stopped it there. The maintenance is in Vevey. Now we may as well click on this one and try to bump this up to 6 at least, because that one's doing Brig, Sierre, and Sion. And then if I look and see what else I have for express trains, get rid of that. See down here the Zermatt, we should probably bump that up just to get some more money. All right, now we have our Geneva to Nyon, the Lausanne. We're going to bump it up to 6 trains, and now I think we can go in here. See, this will take care of itself very quickly. We need to bump up the 11 goods in Lausanne at the same time. Double freight line lay down from our meat, or cattle I guess, in the Lausanne freight. So we're going to put 2 meat trains on. If we have to, we'll bump those up again later, and then we're going to put a separate train for our pairs, and we'll put the extra car on this one, and that way we'll get the 25% bonus. Now we have our wood going to come in on a full train in the Lausanne. Let's see, what else should we do next? Probably the milk, I'm guessing. We can't go past that red line. Yeah, probably the milk. And there we are. We got our full milk line with our bonus car coming in the Lausanne. And then we have our wheat coming in the Lausanne freight full.
Noticed? The cities have become quieter and the air is a lot cleaner too. Not something I planned for, but nice to see nonetheless. And definitely something I'll make sure to point out to the old men at the Fed rails. As much as I have nostalgic feelings for steam locomotives, they're just not contemporary anymore.
All right, perfect. So, okay, here it is. The 225 passengers from Lausanne to Geneva. So we did that. Now we're up to 5 of 11 goods, so we're not getting that far, but we'll keep working away out of here. I think the next thing we'll do is get our vegetables, and we'll bring that in. And there we go. We got that figured out with our bonus car. And now we're starting to look over at Vevey here. We have to grow it too, so we're going to bring wood in on a line coming in there. Now we have our Garin train station bringing in wool, 2 train cars into Vevey so they can make cloth. And now we have our vegetables with our bonus car coming into Vevey. And now we have our grain coming in the Vevey, full car. And now we have our milk coming in the Vevey with our bonus car. So that should give me everything I need. I didn't need cattle, so I got wheat, I got wood. I'll get meat from Lausanne. Sugar I still need. Oh, I got sugar over here. What do you know? Now I have my sugar coming all the way over the Vevey freight. So we got a train on that. Now we're going to start bringing things in the Aigle freight. So we'll start with our wood. We'll bring that in full. Now we're going to bring in our sugar, the Aigle freight. Some of the stuff might not be needed, so we'll start with milk. We're going to bring that in the Aigle full with the bonus car. And they might not do anything yet, but they will eventually. then we'll bring in our vegetables. In the Eggo fray, we'll make sure they're full. Put in our bonus car. Got that. Now we're going to go ahead and bring in our wheat. Down the Eggo. Make sure it's full. Don't need a bonus car for that. So let's see. What do we have left in Eggo then? Okay, the pears is something we need. Get some research. We're going to go ahead and take steam ejector to lower the price of our locomotives by 5%, but really it's so we can get over here and get this. And we're just working on a bypass line to get our pears over so we can load them into Vevey and Eggo. So let's go ahead. Pears in the Vevey. We don't want that. Just pears. Mountain. Extra bonus car. Yeah, they won't need it quite yet, but they will eventually. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll bring it in the Eggo. Same idea. Don't need cattle. We'll make sure it's full. Put a bonus car, and eventually they will need that. And we made our express line from Lausanne over the Scion All Express. So now we have a separate line going in from Lausanne to Vevey, which is freight. And then we're going to go put a little bypass here and put a Lausanne straight into Eggo, bringing in our meat. Now we have a Lausanne bypassing Vevey, coming into Eggo, bringing in meat. So we'll throw in our bonus car. And then I see Lausanne has a production slot available. We already have dresses there. We already have cloth there. So I think we'll go mountain cheese. So now we'll have to bring in this right here. So we bumped up our milk train to 2 from 1. And now we got 2 trains coming in here. And that should do it, I think. So if I go in the neon and I put beer down, I think, oh, well, Geneva's making beer. Okay, we could maybe move Geneva up to Lausanne and ship them up beer, I think. And we're just working on a little warehouse situation here. In fact, we should rename this. We'll just call it West Warehouse. And the idea is it's going to feed Neon and Geneva and then maybe Messery, possibly later, but definitely these 2 for now.
A fine selection of goods is now available in the canton, all thanks to our efforts. The people are very pleased.
Awesome. What did we do there? Oh, the 11 different goods in Lausanne. So now all we have left is to grow the Canton of Waadt, and those are the cities we're working on right now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put a liquor factory down in Nyon, and I think that should balance things out. Lausanne eventually will put the, whatever this is called, cheese fondue factory, and then Geneva will maybe work on some of these wood type things. Now we have a line from Lausanne bringing in our meat and our mountain cheese, and then hopefully taking liquor back. And then we have a line going from Lausanne, bringing in our meat and their cheese to Geneva, and then it's going to bring back beer. And then I'm going to need a line from Geneva to Nyon, doing the same thing, just kind of shipping things back and forth. We're going to bring in our pears to Nyon Freight to start making liquor. And we got our 2 wood coming in to our West Warehouse. Now we probably should start shipping the West Warehouse out. So let's go ahead and put 2 trains coming from Nyon Freight from the warehouse, put our car for the fruit and the vegetables and whatnot. We'll do the same thing here. We'll put 2 mountain trains on it, and we're going to put our car so that way we can get some extra money. And then that way, immediately the wood and the sugar will start shipping out. As I start hooking other things up, they'll ship out too. And then we got our grain coming into our warehouse, 2 trains. And as promised, we're going to go ahead and put sawmill down in Geneva, which makes sense because the wood's right here. So then we're probably going to want to go ahead and do one of these kind of things here and bring the wood straight in. Now we have our pears coming into our West Warehouse, 2 of them with our fruit car. And now we have our trains coming in from our vegetables, 2 of them. And we're going to go ahead and bring in our milk, 2 of them as well. And we also put our specialty cars on there to try to bump our bonus 25%. So now that should have everything in this warehouse except for salt. And we don't necessarily need that for a little bit. And we see Lausanne's growing, so we bought this salt. We're going to bring it in the Lausanne. Won't do anything quite yet. It must not be at 65. Okay, but it will be eventually. So then we'll bring it into our warehouse and it'll be ready to go when Neon and Geneve need it. We're going to take this training courses 2 to lower our training costs by 5%. Then it looks like we might be going to bump up our sawmill here. Came back over to the east. We decided to lay down a Brigg Express to Blatten Express line with 4 trains. Now the question is, will Blatten get over to Goms? I'm thinking they won't. Oh, it does through Briggs. Nice. So they need to get the Sierra. They're getting the Zermatt. Okay, so we'll do another little line coming this way. Now we have our line from Blatten down to Sierra. Now we have our line from Sierra down to Zermatt, and we have our 4 trains on that. So that should bump up some more revenue. If we just take a look over here, Lausanne is at 69, Vevey is at 21, Aigle at 18, Nyan's at 29, and Geneva's at 62. Okay.
Urbanization cannot be stopped, and neither can we. The Romandy, as we call the French part of Switzerland, keeps growing and growing. From the east to the west, we have laid our tracks, through mountains and valleys, connected the cities and the countryside. However, some of the biggest challenges still lie before us. Next, we have to expand to the east. But watch out! There's a little problem. It's noisy and it smells. I'm talking about the already established railway company. They will not be happy about us intruding into their turf. Let's get our hands on the local industry, and then we'll show those steam monkeys what we're capable of. Our company plays a big role in the industry and agriculture. Our influence is enormous. We have both the government and the economy on our side. No competitor can stand against us.
Perfect. All right, what do? We got over 260,000 citizens in the Canton of Waadt region, and I was just about to lay down a line here to bring in my wheat into Sion. And then we have our 3 trains coming in from our grain in the Sion freight. We just bought the brewery. That's what that was about. And if I just quickly look here, Sion's at 80. It wasn't growing, but we took a look at it. It should be better now. 61 for Sierre. Brig is at just under 100,000. So we're going to have to switch that immigration office for university. The other 3 cities we really didn't mess with. Aigle is at 24 in double growth. Vevey's at 28 in double growth. Lausanne is at 88 in double growth. So it's going to have a industry slot soon. Nyan's at 39 double growth. And Geneva's at 78 in double growth. If you like that video, comment and subscribe. Come back and watch another great video of Alchemy Gaming.